Alright, hey guys, it's me Sam here again. I'm coming at you guys with another video. Today I'm going to be reviewing two mice, but it's more of like a comparison video, I guess, between the Glorious Model O and the Logitech G Pro. These are two very popular mice. You know, when people are looking to upgrade from a wired mouse to a wireless mouse, these two are generally the ones that people are looking at. So they're pretty similar mice, I would say. There's some differences between them, but we will go ahead and dive into these two very popular mice so you guys can kind of see a side-by-side comparison on which one is better for you. Alright, let's hop into the video. Alright guys, so here's a little look at what comes in the box. So you have your two boxes right here. So let's start off with the Model O. The Model O comes with a cool little Glorious sticker that seems to be standard, and a card. Amongst all Glorious products, you get an awesome, cool, like kind of translucent sticker, holographic sticker, and it comes with, of course, the Model O itself, which is really nice. It also comes with its own dongle as well. There's a little Glorious hit right here. I don't know if you guys can see that. Might be a little too dark on the camera, but there's a Glorious kind of etch on the top right here. It comes with a USB extender cable. So this has the wonderful Odin face on it, and it's the Glorious logo. Super nice. The cable is it's braided. It has like a nylon almost, or like a fabric cable. It feels really good. Gold plated on the back of the USB-A. One thing that's really nice is that the Glorious Model O is USB-C. So that is a huge upgrade from the Razer Viper Ultimate and the Logitech G Pro, which you know, Glorious is doing things that are bringing new things to the table, and it's amazing, and I love it. The Type-C is universal for most people. I feel like most people have already converted to Type-C, so that's super good. We go to the G Pro wireless. So in here you get your little G Pro USB adapter dongle. You get your G Pro, the actual mouse itself. And then you get the wireless extender cable. So you could put your little dongle in there. Same thing with the Glorious one. This cable is rubberized. I'm not sure if this would be more durable than the braided cable, but I feel like the braided cable from Glorious I prefer. Stainless steel construction here on the on the plate. I prefer Glorious's gold. I think the gold looks like really cool. And then we have a micro USB. Same kind of design with these little prongs here to kind of keep it stable and in place, and your G Pro adapter, and you get the little Logitech logo here. So a minus for me already is that, you know, the G Pro is USB-C. I mean, is micro USB, whereas the Glorious Model O is USB-C. A huge quality of life upgrades here. I know this is a newer mouse. The Model O is a newer mouse, so I guess it's understandable, but I like that Glorious is bringing new things to the table, especially in comparison to the other big mouses out there like the Razer Viper Ultimate. The Glorious comes USB-C, and it's amazing. It works with all my devices. I'm pretty much transferred over to USB-C, as are most of us. So let's go ahead and hop into a closer look at the two mice itself. Alright guys, so here we're taking a closer look at both of these mice side by side. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the stats on these. So the Model O comes in at 69 grams, and the G Pro comes in at 80. The Model O comes with a Banff X Pixar sensor, which I believe has a 400 to 19K DPI range, which is ridiculous. I highly doubt we're ever going to use that. The G Pro wireless has a 400 to 16K DPI rate with the Hero 16 sensor, and they're both 1000 hertz polling rate mice. So It's pretty insane what they have to offer. So let's start off with the G Pro. So the G Pro, it comes with normally it comes with Teflon feet, which you can find stock on most mice nowadays. I had to go ahead and upgrade my feet to the Hyperglides, which is a 100% version PTFE skate to go ahead and make the mouse a little bit smoother and less boggy, because the Teflon felt like kind of dug and snagged on my mouse pad. So with the Model O, they come with the G skates originally, which is a phenomenal skate. Makes it super light, and it's very, like, both of these mice are pretty easy to use with any grip. The PTFE skates on the G Pro, on the Model O, are ridiculous. I don't think you ever have to change them out. They do come with ceramic feet, so you can kind of take a look at that. Here's a closer look at the bottom, and kind of just the build quality. I think the honeycomb shape of the mouse looks kind of ugly. That's just my opinion, but who am I to judge? I don't really like how it looks, but I mean, the performance is phenomenal. You have two RGB strips on either side of the G Pro, I mean of the Model O, and on the G Pro you pretty much only have that singular one. But I would have to say the RGB on the Model O is phenomenal. As we take a look here, look, it even has it on the scroll wheel. The RGB, it just looks great. So both of these mice sound phenomenal when you go ahead and click them. They almost sound the same. I believe they do use the same switches. It just looks like the G Pro in particular has a shorter travel distance. I don't know if you guys can see how small that is in the switch and the clicks in comparison to the Model O. It is a little bit, it looks like there is a little bit more travel distance on that, on the Model O in particular. I don't know if that's something that will sway you guys any which way, but it does look like the G Pro is able to put out faster clicks due to that shorter travel time. So they both relatively sound the same. I'm going to go ahead and do a quick sound test for you guys. So here is the Model O. And the scroll wheel on the Model O is amazing. It's very tactile, gives a lot of good feedback. It's pretty nice. I think I prefer it. I like the little divots, and I think I prefer it over the G Pro's scroll wheel. But we'll go ahead and do the G Pro now. Here's a quick sound test of the G Pro. The G Pro barely has any sound when you click it, but the G Pro scroll wheel is pretty good, very responsive, very tactile. It's not bad. I would say that the scroll wheel is a little bit smaller on the G Pro. It's like thinner than the Model O, but I do like the Model O's scroll wheel more. So for me, I would have to say, in terms of the clicks and everything like that, I mean, if you're comparing like travel distance, if like quick clicks are more important to you in comparison to like reaction time, I guess, like in game, like most of the time reaction time will beat the clicks, but I guess it does give the G Pro a little of a slight advantage when it comes to the switches and the travel distance between the two, if that's something that you guys worry about. But honestly, I would give them a tie for the switches and everything like that. Alright guys, let's go ahead and hit the final thoughts on these products. So I know with gaming mice it's very, very objective most of the time, because everything is like per personal preference. Even for gamers themselves, like everybody prefers different things. So this is just my personal opinion and what works for me, so I'm going to go ahead and discuss these things right now. So, biggest thing, weight difference. 69 grams on the Model O, whereas 80 for the G Pro, and 63 for the Superlight. So it's kind of like a big range of weights. I've used the Superlight. I thought the Superlight was really, really light. It was per the name, but it's really nice. And I think in conclusion, I would have to recommend the Model O more over the Superlight and the G Pro. And here's why. the price that you're getting, this mouse comes in at $80. The Superlight you're getting for 140, I believe, 150. The G Pro, or the G Pro, just the normal G Pro, you're getting for 80, around the same price as the Model O, but the Model O is a newer mouse. It comes with some updated features. For example, the USB-C is huge. Most people are USB-C, have converted to USB-C by now, and being able to charge your device through USB-C is game changing. Glorious is doing an amazing thing, and I'm super impressed with Glorious. Like, I literally don't know what to say. I think I've become a Glorious fanboy, perhaps. But more objective things. Let's go ahead and talk about the skates. The skates on the G Pro, phenomenal. I haven't had any issues with it. I've been using it for a week now. Glide is still the same. Feels great. It's light. It's smooth, buttery, no issues. One issue I did have with the G Pro, I can't say that the Superlight will probably have this issue, but with my G Pro, I have this little divot in my desk. Like, it's very, very, like, small little, like, divot. So when I would use the G Pro, I would go over the divot and my cursor would spaz out. So it would spaz out, and I basically was unable to use that portion of my desk when gaming. So I had to swipe around that divot so that I could, maintain like a full swipe, especially because I play on low sensitivity. I'm an ARM user, so it's having that in general is really hard for me. From like having one particular part of my desk where my cursor would spaz out was really annoying. But with my Model O, it literally just glides over it. I don't know if it's because the Model O sensor is perhaps weaker or like of lesser quality than the G Pro, but I'm not complaining. I'm happy. As long as that little divot doesn't ruin my life, that's all that matters to me. So those are like some objective things. I mean, honestly, with the Model O, it's hard not to recommend, but I think it's kind of cool but kind of ugly at the same time. I don't really like this honeycomb little situation that Glorious put on here. I don't know if that was to reduce weight, whatever. I don't find the honeycomb shape all that attractive. You can get like these Glorious grip tape things to cover that up, but it's like an extra $14. I might do that in the future, but I mean right now it's not really causing me any issues, so can't really complain. But in conclusion, I'm hard pressed not to recommend the Model O over the G Pro and the Superlight. It's just like what you're getting here. I haven't noticed any difference in performance. If anything, I find more performance from my Model O, and it's insane. I don't know how Glorious is producing such great products at such a low value. Questionable things, I guess, with the Model O. Since it is a new sensor, it could be, there could be issues with it. Glorious this is a newer mouse. There could be quality issues. So, but I haven't noticed any as of right now, and I haven't really read up on any. So keep that in mind. Logitech is tried and true. Glorious is still like developing. So, but they are changing the game. So it is a little bit different. I think the RGB looks way cooler on the Glorious Model O anyways. But all in all, I have switched over from my G Pro, my main G Pro that I use all the time, or used to use all the time, to the Model O. And that is saying a lot of things. With Glorious being able to produce such great products, I think I'm a little fanboy, and I like it a lot, actually. And the software is easy to use, too. So, but one thing to say about the G Pro is that the shape, most people that I've talked to prefer the shape of this over the Model O. So, I think if you can afford the Superlight at $150, I would say that it does edge out the Model O in most situations due to its shape and it being a lighter mouse, depending on what you like. But for me, I'm not going to spend twice the amount on a mouse, and unless it was like something that really catered to me, I would have the Superlight, but I don't really like the way that it fits in my hand. So that being said, that is my review, my comparison of the G Pro and the Glorious Model O. Hopefully you guys stick around for some more videos in the future, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.